So hello everyone. I got all these different devices going on so that I can share on my multiple Facebook accounts. So who am I? So I am Lamont White. That's my new married name. We had to drop Lamont Scales. Now it's Lamont White. He put a ring on it. I am the gay dating coach. Yes, there is only one gay dating coach out there, and you're looking at him right now, right? So listen, if you are watching this, I have an amazing night planned for us to have some wild and fun questions. Like if you have children in the room though, I would say move them out because we are about to have some adult conversations. I invited a couple of guys on to talk about what it means to be a top, versatile, and also a bottom. Yes, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about gay sex tonight. If you can't handle this, come on, move out, click X. If you think you can handle it and you think you might have a friend or two who might want to hear this, go ahead and share this on your page or DM it to them so they can watch this. And if you've ever had any particular questions that you want to ask a guy who's a top, who's a bottom, who's versatile, there is no limit tonight. You can ask them literally anything you want, and I'm going to make them answer it, right? I may even let you ask me a question or two, and we'll see if I answer it or not, right? So before I pull them on and let them answer any questions, some of you may know who I am, what I do. Some of you may not. If you do not, then that means you have been hiding under a rock. Yes. So I am the gay dating coach. What does that mean? That means I work individually with gay men who are struggling to find a man, to stay in relationships. So I work with them literally one-on-one and say, this is what you're doing right. This is what you're doing wrong. And here's what I need you to do to fix the problem, right? If you know any of my dating coaching clients, they will tell you, Lamont makes me uncomfortable. Yeah, that's part of the process. I got to push you outside of your little box. I'll make you uncomfortable and have you do things differently so you get different results. So if you need a dating coach, let me know. Anywhere in the city, anywhere in the United States. I even have clients overseas. Yes. I also do matchmaking. Yeah, if you live in Philly, New York, Los Angeles, Houston, Atlanta, need a guy in your city, let me know. I will find you a guy in your city. I even arrange your first date for you. And my dates are the best. Yes. And if you're a couple, I do couples counseling. So if there are two guys or two girls that are in a relationship and you're having some issues, I'm your guy to talk to. For all of these different services, you can go to betterwaytomeet.com or send me a message on the Gay Dating Coach. That's my new page I started on Facebook. Send me a message there and I will definitely, I'll work with you. I'll help you either improve your dating life, find a man, or help fix your relationship. Yes, and I do it pretty cheap, so don't worry about it. All right, so if you're watching, go ahead and say hi to me. Say, hey, I see William. I see Gio, Shelly. Hey, she called me handsome. Thank you. That made me smile today. Thank you so much. So are there questions that you all might want to ask a guy who's a top, who's versatile, or who's a bottom? Yes, no, maybe so? If you have a question, I want you, hey, Darren, Aaron, I see you too. Dwayne, hey, Dwayne. If you have questions, I want you to go ahead and you can start typing them in the chat box. That way, I have my list of questions. But you might have questions that you want to ask a guy who's a top, who's versatile, or who's a bottom. And they can be funny questions. They can be insightful. They can be about dating. They can be sexual because we're talking about anal sex. Wait, can I say anal sex without being banned or blocked on Facebook? We'll see. Hey, I see my Aunt Shell is watching. Oh, Lord. Yes, the straights are watching this too. All right, y'all gonna have, I probably should have brought some tissue because I know I'll be crying from laughing so much. All right, so let's get started. Y'all ready? If you are watching this, make sure you click like and also share it so other guys who might want to ask some questions, they can. And you can type your questions inside the chat box, all right? Let's get started. Let me see who my first guy we're gonna have to ask some questions. Let's see. You know, Zoom actually updated, so there's all these new ways to admit people. I figured it out now. Let's see. Here is our first person. Let's see. Hey, Marcel, how you doing?
Good.
Can you hear me pretty good?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Great. Can you smile? Can you show us that handsome face? There you go.
I'm waiting on the tendency to kick in, so we good.
Wait, what's kicking in? Oh, Henny from the, listen, I got mine too. There you go. But this is Paul Masson. You ever drink Paul Masson?
Yeah, I got some over there. But
over there.
I need the strong stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, you might need. So here's a sip for you. Here you go. All right. So Marcel, tell us who you are, where you're from. You know, give us your elevator speech. You're a handsome guy.
I'm Marcel. I'm from Kansas City, Missouri. Just moved to Atlanta, Georgia in January. So really, I'm a homebody. I'm in the real estate field. I'm a real estate agent. Really just like to have fun with friends and kind of enjoy life as it goes.
Nice. So you're from Kansas City. Where do you live, though?
I live in Dunwoody, Georgia, right by Perimeter Mall.
Okay, ATL in the house. There you go. All right, so are you ready for tonight? Are you you're starting us off? Are you ready?
I'm ready.
So tell me, what is, and you're going to start us off, what is your definition of a top or a verse top? I want to hear in your own words, what does that mean to you?
For me, it's more so about being open-minded if something comes down the line. I do like to top. I don't really like to bottom, I'm gonna be honest with you. Mm-hmm. But I would just say I keep the title of verse in there because if I do have a partner that wants to be open-minded one day, I want to be able to flex with that person. Okay. I don't believe in limits.
You know, I hear it's good not to be so rigid, but there are some guys who are like, no, like I'm a strict top. Even so much, they're like, you can't even touch back there at all. Like that's how rigid they are. But kind of tell me what makes you to be a little bit more flexible where you're like, yeah, I don't enjoy it, but I might want to try it.
I believe in what you don't do, somebody else will. So that's why I look at it like that.
Where's the reaction button on here? Can I clap for that? I'm clapping for that. There you go. I think I am a believer also in if your man wants something done, to the best of your ability, you try to. Like at least make a good faith effort at it, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So tell me, what makes you, what do you enjoy about being a top?
Oh Lord, we on Facebook Live. I can't go there.
Yes, we are. We put the kids away.
I don't like restrictions. Like I'm a freak at heart. So whatever my partner wants to do, we're gonna do it. Like there's not much. Well, actually, let me not say that. There are limitations that I'm gonna put up regardless. But for the most part, I just like to experiment stuff, and just kind of go from there.
Okay. And what kind of makes you not enjoy bottoming, or what makes you kind of like hesitant to do it? Like, tell me about it.
Filter or no filter?
No filter. You know,
I can't take dick or shit. I ain't gonna lie. I can't.
Okay.
I'm not flexible. You're gonna be punching me because I'm gonna run everything. No, it don't work out.
Back. You heard of cat back?
Never heard of it, but I'm sure that probably qualifies.
So you'll be running from it. You can't take it well. So, so you've tried it and just doesn't work well for you.
Yeah, I've been married before, so I mean, in that situation, I did, try to play best of both worlds, but it didn't work out.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
I had some. You're like, I tried it, married, didn't work.
No.
Complaining, you keep running from it, just uncomfortable. Yeah. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that sounds like that means it's a skill level that we can teach.
Exactly.
Right. Okay. So I got a couple questions that I'm going to ask the other guys who will join in a little bit. So I'm going to shoot you these rapid questions. And then also, I see there might be some more questions in the box that we'll see if we have time for them. So here's a question, and I'm going to start us off so we know where we're going. Okay.
Right, I'm ready.
Well, no, I'll slow us down first. I'll slow us down. Okay. So typically, do you think that the top is more assertive in a relationship, or do you think the guys who are verse or bottom are more assertive?
It honestly depends. I mean, I'm in a whole different demographic right now. In Missouri, it's a whole different thing than Atlanta. The roles swap. So I would say I've noticed here that the bottom's more assertive, but they're very selective. That's the catch.
Okay.
So it kind of goes hand in hand.
What does that look like when you say they're more assertive?
They're quick to say what they want, but they are very selective in what they want.
Okay. All right, so my next question for you. So this is not your boyfriend. This is like somebody you're dating, or maybe even a hookup, right? If you were into hookups or, random dating or casual sex, is it okay for the bottom to prepare at your house? And when I say prepare, I mean like use a fleet douche, like get it all clean and ready for you.
So this is somebody that I'm actually talking to.
This is somebody you're talking to, or you're going to have sex with. But this is not someone you're in a relationship with.
I don't have no problem. Okay. I mean, if it's somebody I'm messing around with, I mean, would you rather have them do it at the gas station? Like, they got to have somewhere. And you're not driving all the way home just to do something like that. Like, nah, you already here.
Well, good answer. Like, how do you make sure that they're comfortable if they're going to come prepare at your house?
I got a Walmart and a Target right up the street. We can run up there. You can start your process. I can go get what you need and come right back.
Oh, look at you. The man will go and get you everything you need. There you go. There, clapped it. There you go. So why do you think some tops have an issue with guys who bottom preparing at their house?
I think it's more so the understanding in the personal space. Like, some people feel that you should come prepared, but not everybody thinks that they're going to actually get some. Sometimes it's just, you have to be ready for sporadic situations. I mean, it could be as simple as, you just cooked or whatever, and after some time go by later in the night, But I mean, it's a case by case.
Well, how do you have that conversation? Like, as a top, like, how do you let the bottom know we're going to have sex so that he's ready? Like, do you text him, like, come ready? Or do you, like, what does that look like?
I'm a verbal person, so I'm going to say what's on my mind at all times. So if I have intentions that that's what we're going to do, you're going to know early in the day. I'm going to give you time. So no matter if that's 2 hours, 4 hours, or, first thing in the morning, I'm going to let you know by the end of today, that's what we're going to do.
Okay.
Sometimes it might be as simple as we on a road trip and, we're about to do something right now. Did you already do
it? So you're asking, because I always, if you're watching this, you all can tell me if I'm wrong. I've been wrong, but I've said anal sex is never spontaneous. I feel like it's always somehow planned. Like, someone had to be like, let me get myself together, or let me tell the other person we need to get ready. Do you agree or disagree?
I can't say it's never sporadic. It just depends on your life. You know, it could be as simple as we taking a walk and we walking the dog and it's something going on right there and you just take action. I mean, it could be, hey, we leaving Quick Trip and, you know, something going on. I mean, you really don't know. Nowadays, I mean, everybody on OnlyFans, you see the videos of what people be doing, but they do that on a hookup basis. So a lot of people, say myself, I watch porn and I get ideas.
Okay.
You know,
so Aaron and Daniel are disagreeing with me. They're saying, nope, anal sex can be spontaneous because they know their body. That's what I hear. So I hear you. When the other guys come on, I'll let them answer that question too.
yeah, I know people that stay ready 24/7. So
they stay ready. There you go. There you go. So I do have another question. When you're talking about like safe sex practices, do you feel like it is the responsibility of the top or the bottom to bring condoms?
I would say it's on both. It's a 50-50. Like, number one, it's 2020. We about to be in 2021. You should always have them in your car or somewhere. Like, they should always be ready to go. As far as the bottom, it's just like the same thing. Like, if you got the equipment or you want the equipment in you, you need to have the proper things that come with that equipment.
Okay, so it's 50-50. Bring yours, bring yours.
It's all about responsibility. It's not even about nothing else. It's all about being responsible. You don't walk out the house with your baby without diapers, do you?
There's some people who do, you know.
You got those wipes, you got those diapers, you got to be ready.
There you go. I like that. I'm going to have to use that. Remind me to answer that question after the third round, okay? Because I'm going to give my 2 cents on that, okay? I got a funny story. So what are some misconceptions that you think guys might have about tops?
There's so many. I don't even know where to start. Number one, in Atlanta, I feel like everybody feels that every top is a bottom, low key. I don't agree with that. Some people are forced to, you know, be open-minded. I ain't even gonna front because it wouldn't be my choice if I didn't feel like I would have to keep that open. But that, and then also the support thing, like everybody feels that a top should have to be a support for the bottom. And at the end of the day, it's 2 men in a situation. So if, you know, you think about it, y'all both got the same body parts, y'all might use them differently, but there's no playbook as to how one person should do versus the other one. That's my biggest thing.
Right, so there's somebody, Rashad said, there's a misconception that all tops are not masculine. Like, do you think all tops should be masculine?
I don't agree. It's all based on, it's something for everybody. I mean, if you look at it, some of these DL men like trainees to top them. I mean, no shade in that, but it's real. So if they like, you know, the ultimate feminine, you know, that's their fantasy, everybody else got something in between. Some men only let, you know, DL men hit. I mean, some of these DL men be more feminine, you know, than some of the dudes in the club. It's just that you don't know that until you look at them 30 days down the line and they done left their baby mama. So,
yeah, I think there are definitely guys who like effeminate tops and they're like, hey, that works for me. I got a friend, he's a strict bottom, his boyfriend's femme. They work. You would, if you thought like the traditional mindset, you would think one's the top, the other one's the bottom. Nope, like not at all. Yeah.
I mean,
so what about
for everybody?
When it comes to oral sex as a top, do you think it's required? For
me, it is. That's like my ultimate number one thing. Like, I like oral sex over penetration sometimes. So.
Okay. There are some tops who are like, no, I don't want oral sex, and there's some bottoms who are like, I don't do sex. Like.
Yeah, it's same thing as what one person won't do, somebody else will if it comes down to it. But you got to know what restrictions you got.
There you go.
You got to find somebody to match what you want.
Okay. My last question for you is, give me a funny situation that you've had sexually, you know, as a top.
Repeat that.
I want a funny situation that you've had that you can share with us as being a top. I'm sure you got some stories you can share. Give me
What
one.
qualifies as funny? Like
Something that's gonna make me blush.
Once had sex on a walking trail, and the police busted us. And as soon as they left, we just got in the car and did it in the car. We're on down the road. Trying to think funny, like what qualifies as funny? Like,
listen, that's enough for me there. Yeah, you know, getting caught by the police and then you still going at it. That means it must have been really good.
Yeah, it was. Definitely was. We're ready to take a charge.
Lord. You should. All right, good job, Marcel. I'm gonna bring in the bottoms next, okay?
All right.
All right, so you can stick around for us, but I'm gonna bring them in now. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. I'm gonna bring them in now. Let's see. Hold on. Let's see. All right, go ahead and mute yourselves. If you just joined, mute yourself. There you go. Go. Welcome, everybody. How you doing?
Hey.
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So have you all been watching?
Yes.
Good questions or horrible ones?
Some were decent, yeah.
Some were decent.
Some were decent.
I can spice it up, okay?
Okay.
Be careful what you
Please do. Please spice it up.
All right, so you all are representing the bottoms. Go ahead and give yourselves a hand, okay?
Oh.
Or a fist if you want.
Yeah.
Right? All right, so come on. I want you to introduce yourselves. We will go with Queris. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us where you're from. What's good to know about you?
All right, my name is Kiaris, and I am from Brooklyn, New York. Let me see. I'm a YouTuber. I guess that's good to know, right? So
shout out to your YouTube page.
It's my name, the same my name. So you can just find me on there. I'm always posting stuff, you know, vlogs, pranks. And yeah, that's kind of me. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Aaron, go ahead and tell us who you are.
My name is Aaron. I have a podcast. We deal with gay men dating, gay Black men dating and sex. I'm also like a social media influencer. So I do like reviews with a website called All About the Tea. And so, yeah, that's pretty much my story right there. But check my podcast out at favoritehardpodcast.com.
There you go. Steven, go ahead, introduce yourself.
Sure. My name is Steven. I'm from Ohio. However, I live in Atlanta, Georgia. I am a forensic microbiologist. Not very social with that, but that's about it, yeah.
Okay, thanks for joining us. Maleo, and hopefully I did not butcher your name. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Actually, you did butcher my name. It's cool. So my name is Milao. I'm Milao, yeah. I'm originally from the Bahamas. I grew up in South Florida, and I've been here in Atlanta for about 3 years. I'm a massage therapist, a real one, and also an herbalist as well.
Oh, nice. You want to tell us, give us a shout out, like for your business?
Oh, yes. My business is Doshinko Herbal, Alkaline Herbal Health and Fitness. I basically help people with diseases that are considered incurable, like cancer, lupus, COVID, and things like that. Me and my family have been helping people heal from all these different diseases for over about 20 years.
Oh, wow. You see, we have quality men on here. You can never say there's not a quality man out there. I got a bunch here today, okay?
I forgot, I'm from Ohio, but I live in Atlanta, by the way.
So y'all both from Ohio. Okay.
I'm from Toledo.
I'm from Columbus.
Oh.
I was gonna say love connection, but I'm gonna get into that in a second. We'll see. So, and you all are representing for guys who like to bottom, okay? I'm not gonna say you're a bottom, but you like to bottom, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a question I asked Marcel. Do you think it's okay for a guy who likes to bottom to prepare at a date's house?
Absolutely not. No, you gotta do that shit before you go there. How you come to somebody's house and you ain't prepared? What? That's disgusting. No. You need to do what you need to do before you go on your date and make sure you're ready, because don't nobody want a messy situation.
So I'm actually going to disagree. And I'll tell you why. Because there have been some situations, especially for some of you who don't know, when I was living in Atlanta, I was living in Miami. I was coming back and forth between here and Atlanta. And sometimes I was out and about, and I was living in McDonald and I was in Atlanta, and I start chatting with a guy, and we would go on a date, and my intention wasn't to have sex. And so, I let them know, like, hey, if you did want to have sex, it's not going to happen because I'm not ready. And most of the time they would actually say, well, Walgreens is down the street and I have a bathroom. And so in my opinion, if a top really wants to have sex with you, he's actually going to say, yo, you can get ready in the bathroom. I have no problem. In fact, there was this, I have a friend with benefits that sometimes I would not be in the mood. I would just want to go over just to cuddle. And so my excuse would be like, hey, I'm so sorry. I didn't take the time to get ready. And so after this happened like 3 times, he actually went to the store himself, got it. And so next time I tried to use it as an excuse, he's like, there's a pack waiting for you. So I feel like it all depends. Now, if it's like something where you're given advance notice, because there's a lot of tops who feel that bottom should walk around ready, like the only thing that we have in life to do is to get ready just in case we're going to have sex. It's not like that. I have 2 jobs and really 3. And so sex is not always on my mind. So if you don't let me know ahead of time, I'm not going to be ready. And I think anybody who has any sort of productive life isn't automatically going to wake up, go, oh, let me go get ready to have sex. You know what I mean? So if you're taken off guard, you shouldn't be held accountable. And a lot of times, if they really are interested in you, they're going to understand and say, hey, okay, next time, or hey, there's a bathroom right there.
Right. Aaron and Steven, what do you think? You agree, disagree?
That's kind of weird for me because I don't really, there's no, a date and sex are not synonymous to me. Like, I'm not going to have sex with you after a first day of meeting. I mean, I'm old school. I'm very old school in terms of sexual activity and interaction. So when I hear that type of question, I'm thinking more so of a relationship or some type of established connection with this person. So in that term, and in terms of that scenario, then sure, I'm for it. Yeah, I'll prepare at your home. Like, I know you, you know me. There's no misconceptions or whatnot. I'm prepared. But if it's just someone who I barely know, then I don't think that's okay. That would be more of a turnoff for me, because I would assume that you're okay with doing this with just any and everyone. And I'm more of an emotional connection type of person.
It's more intimate for you.
So it's more intimate for me. So yeah. But I totally understand everyone else's perspective.
Look, you don't got to qualify. You good. Aaron, what you got to say, Aaron?
I don't, either one for me, it doesn't really matter. I think because I'm a person of a certain type of age, I probably just have regular people that I deal with. So that's never been like a real issue. But I have met people who feel like they want to do it so that the accident part is not a problem. So they're like, come over, do what you got to do. And I feel like people feel like that's embarrassing. Especially bottoms may feel like it's embarrassing. The top may feel like it's embarrassing. And so I think that's what kind of stops that. But for for me, my experience has been, I mean, I've been to people's houses on the first time. They're like, listen, come over here, do it. Let's hang out, let's chill, let's drink, eat, and then do what you do. Let's do what we do, and then whatever. So, I mean, I don't think that there's an issue with that. I think it's more of a shameful thing, like, or you feel shameful for doing it.
There you go. Thank you for hitting the nail on the head. There is still some like shame around preparing. And that's what some people are like, you know, I don't want to hear that in the bathroom, or I don't want to know that you're doing that. It's an ass.
Yeah.
That's what you said you wanted. So
Yeah, right.
let them get it fresh, okay? You rather get them fresh or make a mess. So
But you
But I
still
get
need
both
time
sides.
afterwards. Like it isn't a quick process. You still need a little time afterwards to ensure that
Yeah.
it's all out of your system.
Mm-hmm.
So
I mean, in my mind, I'm like Tiffany Haddish, just a booty hole.
it's a video.
you said you're like Tiffany Haddish, what?
In my mind frame, I'm thinking like Tiffany Haddish. It's a booty hole. So you know what happens from that. I mean, and you just, as a mature person, you understand that sometimes, like, you may do it and you feel like you're prepared, and then you get there and something may happen. It may change at that time. So if Top has the preparation for that, or you bring it with you, it shouldn't be an issue, because at the end of the day, you want to have the best experience you want to have. So if the person is coming to your house, don't get mad if they do what they do on you, if you ain't prepared for them to do what they need to do to be clean for you.
There
That's
you go. I feel like it's like, let them prepare,
Yeah.
let them like a cake in the oven, let it marinate or let it bake a little bit, and then that way you can have some of your cake. Let it be ready, okay? All right, I got another question, and this one I want you all to be honest, okay? For God, Derek, he's like, what did I stumble into? What am I watching? What's his title? So some guys who bottom feel like a guy who's versatile is really not verse. You're just like, oh, you're bottom too. Like, and they won't allow that guy to penetrate them. Tell me how you all feel about that.
I actually hate that, honestly. I ain't gonna lie to you. I feel like versatile people should be able to be versatile, just like bisexual people should be able to be bisexual. It's just, that's their thing. Like, that whole thing, everybody's top is somebody's bottom. Whoever you date, sometimes it just looks different for them. You know, you can't shame them for that, because sometimes it is like that. I may be somebody's bottom, but I may meet a bottom that wants me to top them, and then maybe our chemistry may work for that. And I think that should be normalized. Like, I think that's okay.
Right, I agree. Everyone's desire, whatever one desires, should be obtainable, I guess, in this aspect. Like, if I choose to be a versatile bottom tomorrow, then let me be a versatile bottom. You know,
But you know, you hear some people are like, oh no, he's a bottom, you shouldn't let him get on your back, you know.
Or they automatically assume if you say you're a bottom and then you top one time, now all of a sudden you are a versatile, or vice versa. Like, if you are a top and then you bottom for somebody, then they don't even put you as a versatile, they put you as a bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think, what was I gonna say? First of all, when it comes to verse, there's sort of a different variety of verse. Okay, there are some people who are 100% verse, and then you have some people who are more top-ish. They're top-ish is what I say, and then you have some people that are bottom-ish. So I think it's a bit much to jump to conclusions just because somebody says that they're verse, that they're automatically a bottom.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times I feel that that associating verses with bottom is part of bottom shaming. You know what I'm saying? Where people have this myth that there are more bottoms than there are tops. And, you know, if you have bottom one time, that you're a verse, and if you're a verse, then you're a bottom. I think it's just people blowing it out of proportion. And, you know, I really believe that when you interact with somebody, your interaction will let you know. Because me personally, As a bottom, I don't care if somebody identifies as first, as long as they're trying to talk for me. I don't care. And there've been,
Well, as long as he's not trying to make you penetrate him.
I mean, granted, even if that does happen, then, it happens. But like, I've actually dated one of my exes was a verse. And for the most part, he was a bottom, a top for me. In fact, I only penetrated him once. Most of the time that we had sex, almost all the time we had sex, he was a top. So it really depends on the chemistry with that person and what kind of verse they are and so on and so forth.
I'm reading some of the comments. Chris is saying there's so much labeling and sexuality should have no limits. And I think Marcel mentioned that earlier as well.
Yeah, sexuality is very fluid. There shouldn't be any type of limitations attached to sexuality.
So my next question for Queris, I'll let you start us off, okay? Do you think two bottoms can be in a relationship?
Well, should I be honest or do I have to lie? I don't know. I don't want to sound mean. They roast me in the comments. Well, listen, if you have a connection, it's funny that you asked that because I've been through something like that. And I got my drink. I'm listening. I've been through something like that, and I kind of was just like, because the person was about, I'm just like, this is not going to work. But now thinking about it, being older, I'm like, it's not really just about the sex; it's about a deeper connection. And because I've been with tops that are femme, and I know bottoms who are really masculine. So listen, if the connection is there, and you're not just about sex, and you really want a deep connection with something, and you want to grow with the person, then yeah, why not? Two bottoms can work out.
Let me make sure.
You might have to use like a dildo or something, but listen, it can work. It definitely can work.
Like I'm saying, like a strict. He's not trying to flip at all. Like,
there's other things you could do, right? There's other things y'all could do.
Who disagree?
I disagree. I disagree.
Boy, here we go.
With that added, variable
in my mind is this going to be an open relationship.
Okay, you say if it's an open relationship, Aaron, that's the only way it can work. Okay, Stephen.
Well, because you added that extra variable, the fact that neither of them are willing to penetrate the other. Yeah, right. I don't think that will work. No. Okay.
But you never know. You're just saying it won't work, but you don't know. You're just saying it won't work.
It wouldn't work sexually. There would be no. You wouldn't. A relationship is a romantic relationship. I think that a romantic relationship requires a healthy sexual relationship as well. And that is completely lacking, 100%. So that's why I say that it wouldn't work.
Even if dildo wouldn't satisfy that situation, like it's a dildo. Like as a person that's a bottom, like you want some real dick. So it's right. Like that dildo may be a substitute at some point, but that's never going to be like a lifelong situation for you at all. Like
you're gonna need that itch scratched. So
and if I may interject, okay. So there are a lot of tops who date each other, and what they do is they find a bottom that they can run a train on. All right. Now, when it's the reverse situation where it's two bottoms, they have to find a top that can please both of them. There aren't that many men who can please two bottoms at the same time. Let's keep it real. You have to
class on that. I teach a class on that. I do. There you go.
Oh, okay. Well, finding somebody who actually knows what they're doing is going to be hard. This is the reason why you're teaching a class on that. Okay. And on top of that, when it comes to using a dildo, there's only a couple positions that you can be able to use. And, having sex with a top and the top being able to face you and kiss you, or being, putting you from having you bent over and, pressing you and doing all these motions, it's a lot hard to do with two bottoms. Basically, both of them are concentrating on on working the dildo, when sex is a lot more than just the penetration. Good sex is also, the touching that goes on while the penetration is going on. So it's a lot more complicated than, oh, let's just use a dildo or, find the top.
Okay, so
Okay.
then you're wait, I have a question. So when it comes to, I'm just saying, so when it comes to girls, that means two dykes couldn't be together.
Wait, we don't use that word.
I just want to know. I just want to know.
Word.
I just want to know. Since y'all
We
saying
don't use that
I just
word.
want to know.
Two lesbians.
So here's the
Lesbian.
difference.
I think that's-
Okay.
that's a
What's
very
the
different
When,
situation.
first of all, with lesbian sex, there's still a top and a bottom. Usually what is it? The stud is the one that wears a strap on. And so
Right.
you still have that same top and bottom thing going on. And on top of that, the woman's anatomy is completely different. A lot of women can get off just by rubbing the vaginas together like this. So when they're still stimulating each other by rubbing and then kissing at the same time, and they're able to have that interaction and have an orgasm. Granted, two bottoms can do that, but the fact is they're not trying to have their dicks rubbed. They're trying to have their asses rubbed. So I mean, unless they're able to
Not
do
rubbed,
something where they're able to put their heads behind
Yeah,
their back
yeah.
and rub booties at the
Correct,
same time,
penetrated, not rubbed.
it's the same.
So here's I wanted. So here's listen. I want to save enough time for the verse guys to come on. So here's my last question, because I hear this all the time. And heterosexual people will say this, like, "Oh, well, it's just two men. Why can't they just make it work? Like, why can't a guy who likes the bottom just get his dick hard and put it in the other guy? Like, why can't he do that?" Answer that question for us.
Wait, I'm trying to understand what that means. Say it again.
So I hear this question all the time, especially from heterosexual people. They're like, both of you are men. Both of you all have penises. Both of you have, an ass. Why can't you just flip-flop, get your penis hard, and go ahead and penetrate the guy?
Everybody doesn't want to flip-flop. I mean, if you are a strict bottom, most strict bottoms don't want to penetrate at all. So that's not something that pleases them sexually. Some guys don't even. Huh?
It's more about desire.
Sex is all about, like, that's my understanding. Sex is all about desire.
Yeah.
It's what you want. If I do not desire to penetrate anyone, then that's not going to please me. That isn't going to get me off.
I also think it's more about the energy, about the sexual experience too. Like, the energy that a top will give off is with the penetration is a lot more than what a bottom can give me sexually while we're having that experience, I guess. If that makes sense.
Yeah. So do you think there are some guys who only bottom because it has to do with like performance, like their dick won't get hard?
No, because like for the most part, I bottom and my penis is still able to get hard. And hell, the wind blows and my dick gets hard. So it has nothing to do with that. But when I get, because I do ask this question by some straight people, and they'll say, "Why do you like bottoming and what's so good about it?" And my answer is always the P spot. If somebody hits that spot, you can come over and over and over. I remember with one of my exes, I came like 11 times in a row. And the thing is like, I actually lost count because after 11, I was like, fuck it. I'm not counting anymore. And topping does not give you that same experience.
Okay. Any last words, Aquarius?
No last word.
He said no last. Really?
No last word. But okay, I do think a lot of it does have to also do with like labeling, like we feel like, if you're a bottom, you're supposed to bottom. If you're a top, you're supposed to top. It's a preference. It's what you want to do. It's what pleases you.
Okay. So give yourselves a hand. Give your hands, y'all represent it very well. So I'm going to bring in our guys who like to be versatile, and I'm going to ask them the same questions. So you all are going to go on mute while I'm asking them questions, just like Marcel was quiet with y'all. Same thing with y'all, okay? All right, let me bring them in. Let's see. This is going to be a full house. Here we go. Drum roll. Here we go. Hey, we have Richard and Brian. How you doing?
We're doing great.
Good, doing good over here. This was a good conversation. I was excited listening to y'all.
Who'd you get excited by?
I think everybody, mostly by Aaron. I just his responses I kind of agree with a lot.
Okay.
Steven was good too. Aquarius got a lot of personality.
Love it. All right, so I'm gonna have both of you introduce yourselves. Tell us where you're from, what's good to know about you, and then I have some questions I'm gonna ask, okay? Go ahead,
Okay.
Brian, you go first.
Okay, well, my name is Bryant Fawn. I'm from North Carolina, currently living in Atlanta, well, Decatur, actually. I'm a Cancer, verse, of course. I don't know what to say. What to say about myself. I'm a singer. I like to have a good time. That's about all I got.
Nice. Go ahead, Richard.
Hey everybody. I'm living in Atlanta too, Southwest Atlanta to be exact. I'm originally from Trenton, New Jersey. I've been in Atlanta for about 5 years. 5 years now. I'm a Capricorn. My birthday is actually next Saturday. Thank you. I am a nonprofit leader. I have an organization called He Is Valuable, where we cater to the social, political, and economic empowerment for Black queer men, so gay, bisexual, trans men. Sorry about that. And I'm a sexual health expert and public health advisor. So everything sex and all that good stuff, particularly around Black men and Black gay men, is something that I enjoy talking about. So there will be no question that will make me fearful or I'm afraid to talk about.
There you go. Good job. So let's get this cracking, okay? You heard these conversations. Mm-hmm. Apparently, being versatile is a dying breed, right? Rich, you got to turn that off.
Sorry.
Ring her down.
I'm gonna mute you first. I'll mute you. Don't worry about it. So apparently, being versatile is a dying breed. I've heard that all the time. Like, there's none left. I can't find any. Tell me why you think that is.
I disagree, honestly. I'm just putting it out there with like dating, with people saying that they're a bottom or saying they're a top when actually they turn out they're actually versatile. I think versatile is very prevalent. Just people are lying about their positions. So I don't think it's a dying breed. I think those who are honest about it is a dying breed.
Yeah, I agree too. I don't think that, even in my own experience, I found out that there are more people that are, in my own experience, that are more versatile as opposed to the positions that they actually say that they are. And I think a part of it is what you all were talking about before around like the bottom shaming and stuff like that. I think that people just lean towards what they think other people perceive them to be, but they're really, in my experience, I've a lot of people that are more on the versatile side, and I don't think I just think we sometimes in the community kind of make it invisible.
Okay.
It's funny though. I just feel like for someone to say like versatility is a dying breed, I feel like I've heard that tops are a dying breed. I haven't heard versatile being a dying breed. I haven't heard that. That's just funny.
So we have Vershawn who is joining us. I think his audio is connecting. Vershawn, how you doing? Okay, we'll come back to you once your audio gets together. Yeah, so that's what I hear all the time. Guys are like, guys don't want to flip-flop. Like, So my question for you all, Vershawn, can you hear us?
Yeah, I hear you now.
Oh, good. Welcome. I see you got your hookah over there giving us trade as you're smoking, okay?
I'm over. My bad.
So Vershawn, remind me, you're representing the guys who are verse as well?
Yep.
Tell us who you are and where you're from.
I'm Sean. I'm from Atlanta. Verse. What else?
What's good? What do you do for a living? What's good to know about you?
I work in a restaurant business. I lived in France for about 6 months. I'm trained in French cuisine, so nothing too exciting, just regular.
Okay, so I'm reading the comments in the chat. Torian said, "Verse guys are not a dying breed. It looks like tops are, right?" I think most of the top guys that were gonna join tonight were like, no, I don't want my inbox blown up.
I mean, so like me, I would say when I first started out, like in the community, I started off as a top, and then I kind of transitioned into verse. So I think that kind of goes with why I say tops are a dying breed. But I mean, at the end of the day, like, you gonna get the same thing.
What made you all want to say, hey, I'm gonna try both and stick to it? That's what I want to know.
I'll answer. Oh, who's that?
For all three of you.
Okay. Well, for me, I had identified as a bottom starting out, but I guess like when you're constantly going through the motions with people and people are lying about their positions, and I find out that these so-called tops, they actually they want some ping too. So I was like, you know what? Let me change. Let me flip it up. Maybe I should flip flop or whatever. And so I started trying out topping, and I actually came to like it. And so I just decided to be verse. And since then I don't deal with a whole bunch of dealing with if someone's really a top or really a bottom or whatever else. It's just my mindset now is that if we're intimate and having sex, you have a body, I have a body, and however it works, we're going to enjoy these bodies. And I love that mindset now. It's so much more freeing to be verse than to try to stick to one extreme.
Okay, Richard.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more freedom. Definitely. I think, like Rashawn was saying, like when I first started having sex with guys, I was topping, and it's just what came natural and what I enjoyed initially. But like being in a relationship, and I think someone talking about that, you like find yourself being willing to try new things with people and stuff like that. And so when I bottomed for the first time, it wasn't the best experience, but it definitely was something like that I wanted to try again. And so once I tried it again, it was just like, okay, this is not like, first of all, I had a bad perception of bottoming, and I own that. Like I thought bottoming was just like not what it took like too much work and just was not for me. Then I realized that like Maleo was saying, like of that G spot, and like when you get the G spots being hit, like that's something that I think that we all deserve to feel. And once that, I think we all, because when a man hits your G spot, it's like nothing, it's nothing like it. And so in doing that, it just became like I identify as verse, even though most of like in actuality, I top most of the time, but like my most ideal sexual experiences would be ability to flip flop, or if I want to top, I will top. If I want to bottom, I can bottom. Like that's the ideal position for me.
Okay. So I asked this question to Marcel earlier about like, say if you're planning to go hook up with a guy, right? This is not your boyfriend. This is not your husband. This is like casual sex, right? And we know Steven doesn't do casual sex, so we put a pin there. But okay, whose responsibility is it to bring the condom? Like, is it yours or the other guys? I want to hear what y'all got to say about that.
I don't know if it's because I'm verse or just the way that I think. Like, I don't believe in all the gender roles bullshit, or I try my best to unlearn that anyway. Mm-hmm. And so I believe that we both have a responsibility for our own sexual health, individually and collectively, if we're deciding. So like, I feel like I should have condoms if that's what we want to use, and you should have them, and like we have a shared responsibility with that. Like, it should never be a time where if we've decided together that condoms is going to be our form of like protection, then we both have agreed that I should be readily have those available, and so should you, or we should coordinate together to be like, okay, we're gonna have some at your house all the time, and so when we hook up, we know that that's happening, or we're gonna have some here. Like, I just think that the responsibility should be shared by both people, or whoever amount of people that are involved, whatever.
Okay.
And I'll answer. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll answer, I guess. I don't want to say a scientific perspective. I do agree that both parties are responsible. Just unfortunate, I think, as bottoms, it's unfortunate that if you're going to have safe sex, then they have to, because I think bottoms are when you bottom, you're more at risk because you're taking things in you. Mm-hmm. So it's like almost a must. It's unfair, but it's just the way it works. I feel like at times someone who's topping is less likely, not saying not likely, but less likely to catch something than the bottom who's taking it. So, but I do agree both parties should, but it does unfortunately fall more on the person who's going to bottom. If you're both bottoming, then you both definitely should bring condoms if you're using condoms. Let's be real about that. That's if you're using condoms.
If.
Right.
I did say if. I did say if.
I mean, I agree with that. Like, I mean, each person should, be prepared. But at the end of the day, I mean, penises are different sizes, so you want to make sure that you bring the right condom. So they need to have their own condom, really.
So I agree with Rashawn. So I'm like, I had the worst experience hooking up with this guy who had like these black tuxedo condoms. I felt like I had a glove on. It was too tight. It was too thick. And I'm like, what the hell is this? So after that, I said, I'm bringing my own supplies if I'm doing anything, because you never know what people have at their house, if it's expired, if they mix stuff with it. No, like bring what you want so that you are comfortable with it. Just like you know what size shoes fit you, what shirt fits you, bring your own condom, lube, poppers, whatever toys you might have, everything to make it work for you.
Yeah, that's crazy though. I mean, like the mindset of someone who's topping to expect someone to have something for their penis. That's ridiculous. You should have your own condoms.
Yeah, it doesn't really register with me either. I don't know.
Right. So here's my question for you all, the three of you. When do you talk about sexual positions? Like, is that like from the gate, or do you just, once you get there, you figure it out, or do you wait till you get in the bed to figure it out? When do you have the conversation about like who's doing who, what it's gonna look like?
Are you talking about like doing like casual sex?
Yes.
Oh, I would say when you're having the conversation about it. I never had a conversation where I showed up and we just like, let's figure this out. I mean, there's certain processes you have to do if you're going to bottom, of course. We don't just figure that out. So I would say in the conversation, we would discuss, what do you like, what have you. That way that wall is let down and things can happen a little bit more smoothly, so to say.
You say definitely beforehand.
Beforehand, definitely.
For me, it's definitely a beginning conversation, but it's weird. I have different types versus like I have a type of person that I would let top me, and I have a type of person that that I want to top. So I mean that kind of goes. I guess it's the vibes, and like I'm very picky. I guess when it comes to the bottoming part, like I do like the bottom, but I'm very picky on who I let climb my back.
So we'll put a pin there. I'm gonna come to you, Richard. What about a guy makes him eligible to climb for Sean's back?
I mean, I'll just be honest because this is me. I mean, you got to give me like nigga, like boy, like, I mean, man, like you got to, I don't know.
So no fem top.
Yeah,
Definitely
no fem tops.
Yeah.
Yes, very masculine to top me.
He has to match your energy or more.
Okay, so that's like casual. That's like on some hookup type shit. But even in a relationship, then that's a little different. I've been with people that were a little bit, soft, and I've let them top me, but like it was a deeper connection there. So
there was something else there. There you go. Okay. Richard, so when do you like what was the question I asked you about?
When you had a conversation
when you have the conversation.
Yeah, it's always from the beginning for me. I'm like Rashawn, like for me, it's like the type of verse that I am, it's like I'm like in a top season or a bottom season, or like, so I'm very much so like the ideal person who I want to bottom. I think most people that I am sexually attracted to are thinking about them bottoming for me. But there's a particular, I don't know if it's a particular type, but it's like definitely a vibe that I get from someone. And then I'm like, damn, I would literally let him fuck the shit out of me. Like those thoughts. Mm-hmm. But that's not a common, like I don't always have that thought with people, but primarily it's just like, I look at people and I'm like, yeah, I want him to bottom for me. And so it's always the initial conversation. And it's always people asking, particularly those who bottom, they will definitely want to know first. Like they want to know, like, because in my profile, it'll say like verse or verse top or something. And so they're trying to get to the point of like, are you a top for real? So they're asking them questions up front.
Yeah. So same thing, like Corey in the comment box, he said you can tell the energy, so you don't need to have the conversation. You can be like I know what's gonna happen here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's how you make mistakes, though.
Right.
No, I gotta ask. Gotta ask. It's a vibe, but
Aaron's like, yeah, we should have had that conversation beforehand, because now we both here stuck looking at each other like. Been there, like, what's going on? All right, so listen, you all can each unmute yourselves. If there are random questions that you might want to ask each other, now's the time to ask the question. Are there particular questions that you might want to ask a guy who typically bottoms or typically verse or typically tops?
I have a question.
Yeah.
For our bottom friends or people who like the bottom. I feel like y'all were alluding to this like flexibility towards like topping. So would it, like we were talking about, there's a vibe of like a type of dude that we're looking for that may be able to like top us. But for you, like if you were in the mood, or what would get you in the mood to top, like what would that be? Or like what would the vibe, what would the person, like what kind of vibe would they give, or how would they look or act or whatever?
I could speak to that because I guess I just like to be dominated. I don't, I enjoy being submissive, so I really can't imagine that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I understand.
Okay.
I guess for me, if somebody had it's physical. If, say for example, somebody had a nice build, a small waist, and a really, really fat ass, then I might be into flipping. But like if you're like, I don't know, 6'2", 250, built like a football player, and you got a really big dick, and then your ass is not even fat, then of course I'm not gonna be in that mood. So I mean, granted, there are times and there are certain people that I'm willing to top for, but I still identify as a bottom because every guy that I actually end up dating or get into a relationship with is a top. So
I guess for me, like, I mean, I mostly bottom a lot of times just because of my ass, I guess. That's just what I've been used to, but I've been also married as well. So like, I've been in a space where I've had to top sometimes. So like, I kind of enjoy both, but if I had to pick one or the other, I would bottom. So.
Corey
in the comments is saying he climbs trees. What does that mean?
Yes, I climb trees too, even though I'm kind of men taller than me or bigger than me want me to top them. Oh, I enjoy that a lot, like a whole lot. I don't know if it's like a control or a power thing or like, I don't know, but I definitely enjoy that. I don't get when people are like, is he too tall to be about him? I don't believe in that. That's not my ministry, nor is it my thought. I believe if you want some dick, you deserve to get the dick that you want.
That is a question for guys who typically bottom. Would you let a short guy climb that wall?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, why
not? I mean, from my experience, most short guys have.
Yeah, they be packing. What? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. A height shouldn't have to stop you from that. No.
Okay. So, Aquarius, any questions you might have for the other guys? Any questions you might have?
Who?
Aquarius.
Me? Oh, you wanted me? Oh, I'm over here staring at you. I'm so sorry. Do I have any questions? Let me see. Can we come back to me? Because I don't have any questions off the top of my head.
Sure, I'll pick on Marcel then. Marcel, any questions you might have?
I really can't think of none.
None? Okay.
Not at the moment.
Vershawn, go ahead, give us a question.
I guess this is for the other two burst guys. Have you found yourself being predominantly a bottom in a relationship or top?
I mean, for me, in my relationships, the only 3 I've been in, I was the bottom. But like after those relationships ended, like for me, I explained it on Facebook once. Like for me, when I became burst, it was like if you ever watched Charmed, it's like waking up one morning with a new power. I was just craving some booty one morning.
Yes, Charm. Yes. Power of
So,
three.
I think like for me, like being heartbroken, broken so much and lied to so much by so-called tops, something in me flipped in my mind, I guess for protection or whatever, and I just became versed. I started craving something else. So that flipped me into a whole other pool of dating, which has been a lot easier on me. But in my relationship, I have bottom, but going forward, it would be a burst situation.
Hold on. You said a lot easier. So hold on, I'm gonna get into something else. So being a lot easier, do you think the vibe that you get from a verse versus a top is different when it comes to like how they love you?
What?
That's good.
Okay, Rashawn, you hitting us with it. Go ahead.
I said again.
So you said, well, what you said basically, I'm saying like the vibe that you get from a verse, is it different from a top with how you deal with them or they deal with you, or?
And he said how they love you.
Yeah.
No. Honestly, I don't know if I can honestly answer that because I don't try to bash anyone I was in a relationship with because what happened was between us. But I would say I can't answer. The three of them didn't love me right, so I don't know. And now I'm just dating again and figure out this whole verse thing. I just don't know if I can fairly answer that. I just know that now where I'm at, as committed and dedicated as I am to a situation, if I'm going to be the bottom, I'll be the bottom. If I'm going to be the top, I'll be the top. I'll go either way. So yeah, but at this time, I can't honestly answer that. I can't say those three guys even love me right. So I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. I can't answer that. I've only been in one relationship. I can't really speak to the love aspect. The man that I was in a relationship with, the man who I was in a relationship with was a top. But I've entertained people, and those men who were versatile were more understanding, more compassionate, more attentive than those who were strict tops. Perhaps, yeah, I think that it may be due to them understanding the life of the bottom. So
I agree with that. I agree.
Tops are just completely tops, right?
Marcel, do you agree with this? Do you hear this?
I agree. I mean, the average top is going to want to walk in the room and wreck your shit versus, a guy that may be a little bit more on the verse side knows, like, that shit hurt.
Like, slow down, go a little easy in it. Like,
you can't be jumping from ceiling fans and chandeliers. Like, that ain't, no.
And I think too, just besides the point of it, them understanding that it hurt, it's the process, because it's a process to you. I mean, I think y'all talked about it earlier, but I mean, I think verse kind of respect their process a little bit more.
Yeah.
But I get annoyed by certain. I can't lie. I get annoyed sometimes. It's more about the time thing. So like, I get it. Like, I'm not insensitive to like, if you got to come over and you got to go into my bathroom and like do what you got to do. But for me, I'm just sometimes annoyed about the amount of time it takes, and because I know how long it takes, and then I gotta sit here and wait, and then I'm like ready to go now. It kind of like that annoys me sometimes, but I'm still like, I'm a pretty nice guy. Like I'm gonna be impatient, but I'm still gonna wait, and we still gonna do it. But it annoys me sometimes when I'm like, oh God, like he's gonna be in there.
But your time frame is not everybody else's time frame.
Yeah, that's true. So. But I'm not like, don't come over here. Like, I'm not gonna be like, get the fuck out of my house. Like, you ain't get ready. Like, I'm definitely not that type of dude. But because I understand, but it does. I can't lie and say that I'm not sometimes annoyed. Like, I would prefer someone to be ready when they say what they want. Like, I would prefer you to be.
That's natural. And
I want to ask this though,
Aaron, go ahead and ask your question, Aaron.
For the top and the bottoms that are in here. So like you get into a relationship and let's say that eventually your partner wants to explore the other side of that. Is that like a non-negotiable?
For the bottoms, the other side of what? Like, what do you?
Like if you're dating a top and he wants you to top him at some point, or for the top, if the bottom wants to top you, like is that a non-negotiable?
No.
Well, in order to keep the relationship alive, you have to be able to want to make change, right? Like you don't want to just keep doing the same thing, because I feel like the person might venture off and might get it from someone else. So you have to be open and willing to new things all the time. I mean, if that just comes up, then I think that you gotta just even if you don't like it, at least try it, right? Because you never know. Because then maybe y'all realize, okay, we both don't like this, then we'll never do it again.
Okay.
You all,
Yeah, I agree with him. I don't think that it's non-negotiable.
okay.
I would prefer otherwise, however.
Yeah, I mean,
And I,
Do you feel like
I'm
it's
gonna pray you never ask me that question. I'm gonna pray you never ask me that question. But
I
if you
asked
do,
her,
then
you know,
it's
you
like,
always
oh
hear
Lord,
that, you
okay.
always hear that saying, you know, everybody's top is somebody's bottom and vice versa. And it's like after they do that other opposite thing, all of a sudden you switch roles or you're versatile. So it's almost like, is everybody versatile on here?
So here's what I have found. For most long-term relationships for gay men, there is some flexibility. So I'm talking about like 5, 10, 15 years, whether it's on his birthday, Christmas, New Year's, vacation, he's gonna be like, babe, can we switch it up just a little bit? And those types of relationships generally work and last. When you talk about like sexual pleasure and meeting each other's needs, it's not okay, every week I need you to flip. It's like, no. But it's like some frequency.
Right.
I agree. Well, I mean, that makes sense. So,
I agree.
yeah.
There you go. Well, listen, guys, I didn't want to hold you all night. Y'all like this conversation?
Yeah.
Give yourselves a hand. Give yourselves a hand. So what I have kind of gleaned from our conversation is that there are wall climbers, there are no limits, there are new powers, and ultimately, we as gay men are really kind of have to unlearn some of the things that we've been taught and recreate our own narrative so that we can make our relationships kind of work for us. You all agree?
I
agree.
Okay. So if you all like these videos, these conversations, make sure you click like. Go ahead and check out betterwaytomeet.com if you want to get a boo, a bae, if you need dating counseling or a matchmaker. And I also have a new Facebook page called the Gay Dating Coach. Go ahead and like that page and share this with your friends. All right. You all have a good night. And you can slide in each of their DMs if you want. All right. Good night, fellas.
All right.
Good night.
All right.